Whenever we take the matrix and try to find out the determinant, so there are two main things, minors and the cofactors. So let us understand the minors first. And this is an example so that we can understand the minor. So whichever value you have to find out the minor, that row and column leave, whichever is remaining is your minor for 2 by 2. This is order 2 by 2 matrix. And in order to find out the minor, so let us say that we have this is as A11, A12 because we have two rows and two column in 2 by 2 matrix. So this is 2 A21 and A22. Okay. Now, in order to find out the minors of A11, then the first row and the first column, the values should not be taken, only the second row, second column. In A12, the intersection is first row and second column, so only A21 will be there. So A12 minor will be A21. Similarly, A21, so row and column intersection, only A12 is remaining. So A21, the minor will be A12. Similarly, A22, row and column if you leave, only A11 will remain. So this is, see, minus 1, it will be 3. For 4, it will be 2. For 2, it will be 4. And for 3, it will be negative 1. So these are the minors of 2 by 2. So in order to find out the minors of 3 by 3 or any matrix, so in order to find out determinant, you have to find out minor then cofactor. So let us take an example here and understand how do we find out the minors. In minors, we never talk about sign. What is plus, what is negative? No. We only talk about the values. The signs are talked when we are talking about cofactors. So there are certain values which you see here, but we'll try to find out the values. So one row I'll take and try to find out the minors. For example, A11 or 4 in this case example. So you have to leave that row and column where A11 intersection is there. So only A22, A23, A32, A33 will be there. For example, if you have A11 which is 4 in this example, then you have to take 0034. That is the row and column intersection. You don't have to take other values you have to take. Now find out the determinant. 4 into 0 is 0, 3 into 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0. This is the minor of A11. Now let us take 7 here. That is, I am taking the value of A12. So we are finding out the minor of A12. That is 7. So row and column intersection of 7 needs to be left. Only the other values minus, this is negative 9, this is 2, 0 and 4. This needs to be taken. Okay, since this is determinant, so just multiply these two. Minus 9 into 4 minus 2 into 0. So this is going to be 9 4 is 36, negative 36, 2 into 0 will be 0. So it will be negative 36. Okay, we are going to use it. 8, how to find out? Because it is corresponding to A13. A13 is 8 here. Now row and column, just leave it here. If you are taking A13, this row and this column you have to leave. So A21, A22, A31, A32 only will be there in the determinant of 2 by 2. So you have to find out the minor of 8, leave all these, it will be negative 9, 2 and 0 and 3. Okay, multiply this. Minus determinant basically, minus 9 into 3 minus 2 into 0. So 9 3 is 27, negative 27 it will be. Negative 27 and this is 0. So what we found out, for the first row I gave you an example. For 4 the minor is 0, for 7 the minor is negative 36, for 8 the minor is minus 27. And this can be done for each and every element in this matrix. Once we are done with the minor, then we have to find out the cofactor, and that will help us in finding the determinant. So the cofactor is nothing but minor with the sign, plus or minus. This is a 3 by 3 matrix. Every minor should be having the corresponding sign value. For example, if you just saw, we found out A11, the minor was, if you just remember, A11 was 0, A12 was negative 36, and a13 we found out the minor, it came to be minus 27, negative 27, if you remember. Now let's just give me some time to just give you a hint. So I'm just leaving this row and column, and for example, if I have to find out the, say, a12 minor have to be find out. What is the, how do we find out the minor? A12 was the row and column we have to leave wherever this a12 is intersecting. So what do we get? Minus 9, 2 and 0 and 4. I'm just giving you an idea about how to find out the minor. So 9 minus 9 into 4 minus 2 into 0, 2 is, that will be 0. So minus 36. This is how a12 has come. Now we have to find out the cofactor. How to find out the cofactor? Just use the sign, and that will be negative 1 to the power of I plus j. This all is the minors. That is why I'm writing m. Mij is the subscript. So now to find out cofactor, you have to put a sign here, and the sign will be negative 1 to the power of I plus j. Negative 1 to the power of I plus j, right? So I is what? 1, j is 1 here. In the second case, I is 1, j is 2. Here minus 1, I is 1, j is 3. So now this has become a cofactor. Let me tell you the property of negative 1. Negative 1 to the power of even will always be 1, and negative 1 to the power of odd is going to be always negative 1. So what this will be? Negative 1 to the power 1 plus 1, that is going to be 2. 2 is even, so it will be 1. Negative 1 to the power 2 is 1. 1 into 0 is 0. Now these are cofactors. Remember, minor with sign is cofactor. This is negative 1 to the power 3 and negative 36. And since this is odd will be, if you remember, it will be negative 1. Negative 1 into negative 36, that is going to be 36. Again, this is negative 1 to the power of 1 plus 3. So negative 1 raised 4 into minus 27. Negative 1 raised 4 is, because this is even, it will be 1. 1 into minus 27. This is going to be negative 27. So now the cofactor, see, the minor and cofactor are different. In minor we have negative 36, in cofactor we have 36. So this is how the negative 1 to the power I plus j has changed the minor to cofactor. So these are the other values of cofactor if you just want to try it. But we have taken the first row because we are going to find out the determinant of it. Minor along with sign is cofactor. Now using the minor and cofactor, how to find out the determinant? So the determinant, if this is the 3 by 3 column, you can use any row or any column to open it. So we will use this formula, but don't worry about the formula or the relationship. I'm going to give you an example and then we'll understand. This is always 1, 2, 3 because we can open it using any row or any column. So this is an example. If you remember, this 4, it was the minor was 0, 7 minor was negative 36, 8 the minor was negative 27. This was the minor. So let me just give you again a hint. How to find out the minor? In order to find out the minor of 8, just to recall, A13 minor will be M13. Just leave this row and column where this 8 is intersecting and take other values. So I'm leaving 4, 7, 8 and 8, 0, 4. I'm taking just negative 9, 0, 2 and 3. Okay. So this will be negative 9 into 3, that is negative 27. And minus 2 into 0 will be 0. So negative 27. So this is how we found out the minor. Now in order to find out the cofactor, what we did? Minus 1 to the power of I plus j. I is 1, j is 3. So 1 plus 3. And this is minus 27. So this is going to be minus 1 to the power 4 is always even power of negative 1 will be 1, odd it will be negative 1. So what do you get here? Minus 1 to the power 4 is plus into minus 1, minus 27 is minus 27. Now I'm going to expand it. Okay, right. So first row I'm going to take A11, A12, A13. So what we'll do, so please remember this also, A11 into the cofactor of 11. Then A12 into the cofactor of 7, basically A12, and A13 multiplication cofactor of This one, A13. Now A11 is 4, A12 is 7, and A13 is 8. Now what about the cofactor? The sign will change. If you remember cofactor, when we found out the minor, then we found out the cofactor. The sign only changed. So 4 into the cofactor was 0, and here we have 36, and here it was minus 27. So when you compute this, the 4 into 0 is 0. So 4 into 0 is 0, 7 into 36 plus 8 into minus 27. That is, you have to subtract these two. So let us take 7 into 36. 7 6 are 42, 2 4 carry, 7 3 is 21, 21 4 is 25. So 252 minus, now since my negative is there, so 27 into 8, 7 into 56, 6 5, 8 to the 16, 16 plus 5 is 21, 216. So 216. Now let us subtract these two, 252 and 216, it will be 12 minus 6 is 6, 4 minus 1 is 3, so you get 36. This is how my determinant can be found out using minors and cofactors. You can use any row and any column. We have just used the first row. There are multiple rows and 3 rows, 3 columns, whichever you want you can use, right? Like this middle one also. Just find out the cofactor, multiply by these values.